Ma, anong blood type mo?
Blood type O. Eh, ikaw, ano type mo?
Ikaw ang type ko.
Uy.
Hello, kiddos! Sir E is here! Handa na ba kayo sa bagong lesson natin? So let's check this out. This lesson will serve as a continuation of our previous discussion on circulatory system. Last time, we have explored the pathway of blood from the heart to the lungs, back to the heart, and then to the body. This time, we're going to explore the different blood vessels and also the different blood components of our circulatory system. Remember, our circulatory system is necessary for the transportation of tama, nutrients and substances. That's why we really need to understand the other components of this system. Handa na ba kayo? Tara na, simulan na natin. Let's begin with the blood vessels. Blood vessels are very important because these are the tubes where the blood passes through going to the different parts of the body. For this discussion, we're going to talk about three types of blood vessels. The first type is the artery. It is thick-walled, elastic, and has no valve. And it carries blood away from the heart. Tatandaan nyo lang, artery, away. Artery, away from the heart. So meaning, from the heart, it will lead the blood away from it and going to the different parts of our body. Tandaan nyo na, artery, away. One very known artery in the human heart and considered to be the largest is called the aorta. Ito ay matatagpuan sa left side ng heart natin, and it is the one responsible for pumping the blood going throughout the body. The second type of blood vessel is the capillary. Actually, capillaries are also arteries. So it means they are responsible for bringing the blood away from the heart. However, they are much smaller than arteries and they have very thin walls and still have no valve. And they are the ones carrying the blood to the bloody cells. Sa sobrang liit nila, they are directly connected to the cells in our body. And so, they allow as well the exchange of substances. The third type of blood vessel is the vein. As compared to arteries, they have thin walls, they are elastic, and they have valves. Kung ang artery ay nagdadala ng dugo palayo sa puso, ang veins naman, they bring the blood back to the heart. In most of the illustrations, arteries and veins are represented by two colors, red and blue. The arteries are represented by the red color, while the blue represents the veins. Remember, arteries are the ones responsible for carrying the blood away from the heart. And this blood is actually oxygenated, meaning it is oxygen rich. And so it is distributed in different cells in the body. Then afterwards, the blood that has no oxygen, or also described as oxygenated blood will be carried by the veins and it will be brought back to the heart. Once more, we have discussed here three types of blood vessels: the arteries, capillaries, and the veins. This time, let us explore the components of blood. And the first component is plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood. It is the liquid part because it is mostly composed of water. Also, plasma is the one responsible for transporting the nutrients, the hormones, antibodies, and even waste. Kaya mahalaga ang plasma dahil ito ang isa sa pinakamaraming responsibilities na ginagampanan pagdating sa transportation ng mga materials sa loob ng katawan natin. The second component of the blood is the red blood cells. Our red blood cell is also called as erythrocytes, or they are described as the oxygen carriers. Simply because they are the ones responsible for carrying the oxygen needed by every cell in our body. And also, it contains the so-called hemoglobin, which is responsible for giving our blood its red color. Lastly, our red blood cell have a lifespan of 80 to 120 days. Para sa mga nagdo-donate ng dugo dyan or mga gustong mag-donate ng dugo in the future, pwede kayong mag-donate every 3 months. Dahil nakaka-produce naman yung katawan natin ng sapat na dugo every 3 months. Pero, depende pa rin yan sa preference mo o kahandaan. O, nakabase din ito sa suggestion ng mga doktor o ng mga eksperto. Pero, galiin nating mag-donate ng dugo. Bakit? Kasi, sa pagdodonate natin ng dugo, maaari tayo makatulong sa mga taong nangangailangan nito. Ganun din, meron itong magandang epekto sa katawan natin. Dahil pag nagdo-donate tayo ng dugo, our body will produce new blood na syempre mas efficient at mas maganda para sa katawan natin. Kaya ano pang iniintay mo? Mag-donate ka na kung pwede ka. The third component of our blood is the white blood cell or WBC. This is also called as leukocytes and they are our defense team. Bakit kaya tinawag silang defense team? Dahil sila ang responsable sa paglaban sa mga invaders tulad na lang ng mga microorganisms na nakakasama sa ating katawan. Pwede itong bacteria o mga viruses. Kumpara sa red blood cell, mas maikli ang buhay ng mga white blood cells. Ito ay tumatagal lang ng mga 3 days o minsan ay mas maikli pa. Lalo na kapag ang tao o ang katawan natin ay infected ng kahit anong uri ng mga microorganism. Dahil tulad ng sabi ko, sila ang defense team natin.
Oh my God! Wow!
For this particular lesson, I will talk about 2 types of white blood cell. The first one is the phagocytes. They are the ones responsible for killing bacteria and other organisms by engulfing. And this is what we call phagocytosis. The second type of WBC is called lymphocytes. And they are the ones producing the antibodies in our system. With that, they can kill bacteria directly or sometimes making them harmless. Wow! Napaka-superhero naman pala ng ating mga white blood cells. The last component of our blood is the platelets. Platelets are also called as thrombocytes. Platelets are really important because They are the ones responsible for our healing, especially when we are wounded. So sila ang nagpapahilom ng mga sugat natin. It could be external wound or internal wounds. Tulad na lang kung ang isang tao ay naoperahan. Sa pamamagitan nito, we can prevent the blood loss and at the same time, the entry of bacteria para hindi na lumala yung kondisyon. And these are the 4 components of our blood. Ulitin nga natin, plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, at platelets. Do you know that Carl Landsteiner discovered the 4 types of blood? Ano-ano nga ulit yung mga blood types natin? Tama kayo dyan. We have blood type A, B, AB, or O. Napakahalaga na alam mo ang blood type mo at ng pamilya mo. Bakit? Kasi during emergency, alam natin kung ano ang dugong pwedeng isalin sa atin. Kaya naman, kung may pagkakataon, alamin mo na kung anong blood type mo. And if you know your blood type, then kindly comment down below at tingnan natin kung anong blood type ang pinakamarami. Nalaman na natin ang mga blood components at blood vessels sa katawan natin, which are all responsible for the transportation of materials in our body. This time, alamin naman natin kung ano yung mga common diseases related to circulatory system. The first one is the heart failure. Heart failure is due to inadequate supply of blood to the heart and other parts of the body. The second type is arrhythmia. Arrhythmia means that the heart has not beating normally. Sometimes it is too fast or sometimes it is too slow. The third cardiovascular related disease is the heart valve disease. If you could still recall in our previous discussion on circulatory system, in particular, the parts of the heart, our heart has some valves. And these valves are responsible for preventing the backward flow of the blood. So when there is one or more valves do not function as they should be, then sometimes this can lead to stroke or blood clots. The fourth and the most common or known to us is the heart attack. It happens when the blood flow to a section of the heart muscle get blocked. Kaya dapat iwasan natin ang pagkain ng mga fatty foods dahil may tendency na mag-block or humarang ito sa mga daanan ng dugo natin. Ngayong alam na natin kung ano yung mga cardiovascular related diseases, syempre, dapat mas maging aware tayo kung paano natin pangangalagaan ang ating circulatory system. And these are just some of the ways that we can do to prevent having these cardiovascular diseases. First, eat a low salt and low fat diet. Tulad ng sabi ko nga, prone tayo sa heart attack kapag nagkakaroon ng blockage ang mga daanan ng dugo natin. Kaya naman, iwasan ang pagkain ng mga fatty food. Eat plenty fruits and vegetables because they are rich in fibers. Do not smoke, exercise regularly, regular monitoring of blood pressure, higit lalo na sa mga merong pre-existing condition. And lastly, avoid excessive stress. And tanan! We are through with the concept. And let's try to answer the following questions. The first one, in the absence of hemoglobin, what is the color of the blood? Kung walang hemoglobin, ano nga ba? May hula ka ba? O alam mo ba ang sagot? Tama ka dyan. Ang kulay ay yellow. Dahil ito sa kulay ng plasma, which is color yellow. So kung walang hemoglobin, edi yellow ang kulay ng dugo natin. Kaya naman sa mga mabababa ang hemoglobin, mapapansin natin na namumutla sila.
Wow!
Second question is, what allows the artery to withstand high blood pressure? Tatandaan natin na from the heart, it needs to pump so hard so that it can reach all the body parts, all the cells in our body. And so the pressure in there is quite high. Our artery are thick-walled and elastic. Kaya naman, they can withstand high blood pressure. The third question is, why do some hazing victims die after experiencing extreme paddling? In our country, it is quite known. And it is actually a big issue. Kaya naman sa mga kabataang nanonood ng video na to, hanggat maaari, iwasan ang pagsali sa mga fraternity na nire-require ang ganitong initiation. Going back to the answer for this question, bakit nga ba? Kung napapansin ninyo sa mga balita, yung mga biktima ng hazing ay nagkakaroon ng matitinding pasa sa katawan at minsan sa binte o sa likuran. Ito ay maaaring bunga ng blood clotting. At dahil doon, naapektuhan yung pagdaloy ng dugo at distribution ng oxygen. Muli, ito ay isa lamang sa posibleng rason kung bakit namamatay ang mga biktima ng hazing. 4. Why will a person die if he loses too much blood? Especially those people who were involved in accidents. Since our blood is responsible for carrying the necessary oxygen for each cell in the body to function well, then the amount of oxygen might be insufficient for those people who are losing so much blood. Aside from this, syempre, nawawalan din sila ng iba pang mga substances na mahalaga para mabuhay ang bawat cell sa katawan natin. Fifth question, if you read in the result of your CBC or complete blood count that you have above normal number of WBC, what would be your inference? Mataas yung WBC mo. Kung naaalala ninyo, ang WBC is our defense team. If your body is producing above the normal range of WBC, then there might be an infection in your body. Kaya kailangan mag-produce ng katawan mo ng mas maraming WBC dahil mas marami din siyang nilalabanan ng mga bacteria or virus or kahit anong microorganism na sanhi ng infection na yon. And the last question, what is the importance of knowing your blood type? Tulad ng sabi ko, in case of emergency, malalaman ng mga doktor or sa ospital kung anong tamang blood type ang pwedeng isalin sa'yo. Kaya naman, alamin mo na kung anong blood type mo. And this will be the end of our discussion for today. Sana'y nakatulong ang ating discussion para maunawaan ninyo kung ano nga ba ang blood vessel at kung ano-ano nga ba ang mga components ng ating dugo. Ganun din, simula ngayon, pangalagaan natin ang ating circulatory system. We have to remember that our health is our wealth. Kaya naman, for now, I would say goodbye, kiddos, and see you on my next Teach Vlog. God bless! Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.